Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Rahah Rakar Kwadash, which is the name of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, and His Son's name Yahushai, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that still to this very day continue to rule very well. Shalom to the hopefully elect that's continually laboring in His truth, that's giving it your all in all faith, true sincerity. Shalom. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled, "What does the so-called white man need saving from?" This is a question that I posed to Vocab Malone and company, like others like G-Man and the rest of you so-called Christians that call yourself believing in the Bible. You know, this is a question that I posed to them. What does the so-called white man need saving from? All right. Because, here in America, you have if you just look at, society today, man, the ones that are, living a good life is, the so-called white man, which is his true biblical nationality is Esau, which that's his progenitor is Esau, and he's of the nation of Edom. So this is his society. He's living it up. Basically this is their kingdom. All right, talking about Edom. All right, Esau, or the so-called white man, does not have to worry about if their bills getting paid the next day, or their financial situation, or even concerning a police officer, right? They don't have to worry about getting stopped, being profiled, which they do to so-called Negroes and Hispanics and Native Americans, be under suspicion. So the lives that they live here in America shows you that they don't need salvation at all, man. All right. And plus, this land, America, was built from the backs and the blood of so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. And you have a situation now to where they're benefiting off of where we build it, and have taken they haven't given us any credit whatsoever. All right, even though it was against our will, serving slavery, they haven't given us any credit, but they still continue to destroy and spoil our people. All right, talking about so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are the nation of Israel. All right. So once again, that's the question I posed to, Vocab Malone, G-Man, James White, the Edomite, and his son. All right, and all other so-called Christians. What does the so-called white man need saving from? This is their kingdom. This is their rest. All right. They don't need any salvation whatsoever because they're already at rest. All right. Now I want to go ahead and get into the scriptures. All right. This is the book of Psalms, the 73rd chapter, in the first verse, because it's evident that guys like Vocab Malone and others, they have no knowledge whatsoever, man. They have no wisdom, and they're driven by emotions. All right, because the truth has came out and has been pushed, starting with the apostle elders on down, that Esau, or Edom, is the so-called white man, and he's the devil that the Bible speaks of, and that he's going into slavery. And of course, he has something to say about it, or these so-called Christians have something to say about it, especially among our own people of the nation of Israel. They want to speak up against that and say, well, the so-called white man never did anything to me. Why I want him to be enslaved? Well, that's the thing, you love your slave master. All right, everything that you put your hands on, Esau owns that, man. All right, you don't own anything in this society, man. Not even your own home. All right, your car that you drive, the money that you have, you don't own that. All that belongs to the so-called white man. So once again, I pose that question: what does the so-called white man need saving from? What does Esau or Edom need saving from? Okay. You came here on slave ships, thus saith the Lord, because we were cursed, and because we transgressed his law, statutes, and commandments. So we came here to serve slavery, and we're still in this man's hand. And you still want this man to be saved after all that? After he whipped your backs, call you bywords, all right, make jokes out of you. You're the butt of everyone's joke. So you think, and you're completely convinced. And I'm talking to the ones that are outside of this fold of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, the ones who are outside the fold of the nation of Israel. So you think, and you're completely convinced that the so-called white man is good, and that he's okay. He's an okay, upstanding guy, and he can be delivered. You're out of your damn mind, man. All right, this is Psalms the 73rd chapter in the first verse. It says, a psalm of Asaph. Truly, the Most High is good to Israel. All right, Israel, not the other nations. Israel. Okay, even to such as are of a clean heart. All right, and the ones that are of a clean heart is talking about the election, the 144,000 of the nation of Israel. Okay. Verse 2. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And that's what we're seeing now, man. We're seeing the prosperity of the wicked. All right. Whatever they can do, they do it whole with their whole might, and without giving a second thought to it, man. And they're not facing any repercussions for what they do. They might be out in the middle of a street, doing something that's against the law or whatever, and the cops just look at it and they'll turn a blind eye to it. But watch how so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American do it. Even before they do something like that, they're already flickering on their lights and taking that man to jail. All right. And Slakia, I may have to put the phone down from time to time to handle business. Slakia, just want to put that out there just in case I put it down. Bear with me for a minute. But going back into the scriptures, man, at verse 2. All right, it says, but as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. All right, Slakia, gotta handle business. Slakia, 1 second, bear with me for 1 second. All right, Slakia, I'll read it again. Verse 2. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. All right, verse 4 it says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. All right. So in other words, that also goes to the so-called elites, man, because they know that, if they leave their riches, that they can leave their inheritance to their children, right? And they can just, quote unquote, rest in peace. But, if you're a so-called Negro, Hispanic, or Native American, once you're on the verge of, about to die, in your age, you barely have anything to leave behind for your children, man. All right. So that just goes to show you that we have no strength in this land, America, man. But the ones that are a part of this fold of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is our strength, man. All right. and it's going to be made manifest in due time. In verse 5, it said, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. All right, so they're not in trouble as we are, man. All right, they're not in trouble as we are, man, because everywhere we go, us of the nation of Israel, we're looked down upon, man. All right, there's everywhere we go, we're disrespected, but so-called white man, he has liberty to just walk around like he's the shit, man, for lack of a better term. And it said, neither are they plagued like other men. So they can be in up in age and like full age, right, and be in good health, man. All right. Now, Apostle Elder Tahar brought out some info, concerning, a person that they could probably smoke like 20 packs of cigarettes a day. 30 packs of cigarettes a day. I'm just making up an arbitrary number, but they smoke a certain packs of cigarettes a day. But you have the healthiest Jake, the healthiest Israelite, a health nut. That's what they call him. Call him a health nut. All health, eat all the greenery and herbs. But lo and behold, that person will die of an unknown, of a cause, man, like a health issue out of nowhere, man. Okay. And also too, it actually happened, man. FloJo, she died, man. She was in tip-top condition, and she still died, man. All right. And also too, they're not cursed as we are, man. Because we transgress the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. But the thing is that soon they're gonna meet the same curses that we had, or they're gonna receive the same curses that we received, man. All right, actually, I'm gonna get that. Let's see. This Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, and the 6th verse. Let's see. I might not start from the 6th verse. Start at verse 5. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. All right. And the Lord thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed to love the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. All right. So all these curses that fell on us is going to fall on Esau, the so-called white man. Edom. All those curses that we went through is going to be put on him. All right. Why is that? Because he is our natural enemy. All right. Which he was supposed to be our brother in the first place, but he broke the brotherly covenant. All right. And he shed blood. Let's see. Yeah, so the Lord is slowly transitioning, or it's like, let me rephrase that, the curses that are on us are starting to be put on Esau now. All right, because even the part where it says that persecuted us, right? Because even Esau, he basically made it a way to where our people continually go off, and that's in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai sees what's going on, man, and Esau thinks that since the Lord sees our people going off, he thinks that the Lord is going to do away with us. He's going to do away with his people, but that's not the case, man. Because you go to the book of Romans, the 11th chapter, where it speaks about Elijah. The Lord said unto him, he reserved unto himself 7,000 men that haven't bowed the knee to the image of Baal. All right. And that stands today, man. You still have those same men that haven't bowed the knee to the image of Baal. They're back here today, man. All right. Like the scripture spoke about Daniel, how he says he's going to be back in his lot in the last days. how John the Revelator in the book of Revelations, how he says he took in the little book, and the angel told him that he will prophesy again before many nations. So that's happening now, man. Okay. Verse 8 said, "And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and do all his commandments which I command thee this day." Okay, so that's it on that. I want to go back to Psalms, the 73rd chapter. Verse 6 said, "Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment." All right, and this is a proud man. All right, everything that that these devils do is based on pride, man. They think that they can, everything that they do, they think they can trump Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because they're thinking that, oh, well, I have something better, that the Most High haven't done yet. That's what they think. All right. But lo and behold, you read the book of Ecclesiastes, right? It says there's no new thing under the sun, man. Everything that you see around you has already been done, man. All right, it's nothing new, man. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is not giving Esau a pat on the back neither for doing these things that he do. All right. And also said, man, violence covered them as a garment. All right. Also too, I'm gonna read this verse again. It said, "Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain." So they, they're bounded by pride, man. They can't escape it. He's a proud man. Is rooted and embedded in every single Edomite. That pride is rooted and engraved in every single Edomite that you see, man. All right. And that violence covered them as a garment, right? So violence is really that's their how should I put it? Pretty much violence is the same thing as pride, man. It's rooted and embedded within every single Edomite. All right. Verse 7 said, "Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish." All right. Now that brings to mind the blessing that Esau received. They said that Esau is going to, his blessing shall be the fatness of the earth. And it says they have more than heart could wish. Okay. So they have more than heart could wish, man. You got the dominion of the whole world, man. Everything that you see here on the planet Earth belongs to Esau, man. He pretty much took control over the whole entire planet Earth, and really he didn't do it on his own, man, because he's a base man. All right. That's pretty much it on that, man. I'm going to move on to the next scripture just to show you what I'm talking about. Job, the 9th chapter, and the 24th verse. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked." This is the precept that we always bring out, and it stands true to this very day, man. All right. And we're going to continually bring out precepts like these to bash it in your head, man. Verse 24 said, "The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" All right. So the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, man. The earth is given to the hands of Esau or Edom, which is known as the wicked, which is the so-called white man. All right. You can cry and holler, whatever, however, boo-hoo or rally about it all you wanted to, man. But the Lord made it clear that Esau is the wicked. All right. Now, I had another precept. Escapes me right now. Oh man, that's Satan. But yeah, I can't think of the precept right now. But yeah, that pretty much hits the point, man, that that this man, this so-called white man, should I say. Reason why we call him so-called, because he's red, he's not white. Right? I mean, it's common sense what white is and what black is, man. Right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. But yet these people made it to where, it's such a difficult concept to understand, or a difficult concept to even look at and analyze it, it doesn't take energy to figure that out, man. Like I said before, it's common sense what black and white is, man. And they're not white, and we're not black. Okay? But like I said before, that here's the point, once again, that poses a question. What does the so-called white man need saving from, man? All right? Which really doesn't need saving from anything, man. This is his heaven. All right? Which is our hell. And there's an old saying that goes that a white man's heaven is a black man's hell. That's the saying that goes, man. And that is true. Okay? So, with that pretty much wraps up the lesson. And actually, before I close out, I want to grab another precept that just hit me. Let's see. This is Ezekiel, the 35th chapter, in the 5th verse. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So that shows you that they broke the brotherly covenant by doing that, man. All right? They broke the brotherly covenant. When we was being taken into captivity under the Babylonians and the Assyrians, right? They pointed us out, and they made sure that we were all taken into captivity and that we were, taken down. All right? And also, too, it speaks about Esau shedding blood, like it says right here. All right? Because during the time of slavery, all right, that's what they were doing. They were shedding the blood of the children of Israel. All right? Even before slavery, Christopher Columbus, right, and his crew came over to the Americas. All right, and they're putting the so-called Native American Indians, they're putting them to death, man, left and right, shedding blood left and right. Okay, you had the Spanish, the conquistadors that came over to the Americas, and they were shedding blood of the children of Israel. All right, so and that was all at the hands of the Edomites. So once again, I pose a question: what does the so-called white man need saving from? All right. And also, too, the scripture said that our iniquity had an end, man. All right. Our iniquity had an end. So our time of slavery was supposed to be up, but here it is today. We're still in this man's hands. Okay. Verse 6, it said, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. See if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So blood is at your heels, man. All right, and there's no way you can escape it, man. These Edomites can't sleep at night because of that, man. They know deep within their spirit that there's blood that needs to be repaid. They know that, but they try everything in their power. It might be their job, it might be alcohol, drugs, sex, or anything of that nature to get it out of their minds of what they did, just to make themselves feel better. But at the end of the day, that thought will always come back to them, man. That thought will always come back to, that thought of putting our people to death. All right, downtrodden our people. Taking them into slavery, taking them into captivity, putting a hard shell on them. That blot, that stain is still is gonna be forever on Esau. Okay. That's that shameful spewing that the scriptures speak about. Okay. Now I want to get the book of Job, the 30th chapter. Start at verse. Let's see. Actually, no, it's like, I want to grab the book of Revelations, but I want to find out exactly where it is. This is the scripture that I was looking for earlier, and it escaped me at that time, but now it's back. Yeah, this is one that wow, Satan always messing with my phone, man. All right, this is Revelation, the 20th chapter. In the start at the first verse, it said, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having a key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years." And that actually happened, man. Now, the bottomless pit is not talking about hell, man. Okay? The bottomless pit is talking about in the region of Europe, because there was a time to where Esau was bounded, and he was bounded under the rule of our people Israel. All right, that's why you have a time period called the Dark Ages, and there's a reason why it was called the Dark Ages, because that's the time to where Esau, or that's the time period that Esau doesn't want to bring out a lot of information on, man. Even if you go look up the Dark Ages today, Esau would say something like, oh, we don't have enough research to bring out more information on the Dark Ages, which they're full of shit, man. All right, because really the reason why they don't want to bring out the information is because our people were ruling during that time, and they don't want to bring out the information, because if they did that, then that would just open up the floodgates, man. Okay. So the devil and Satan that's talking about Esau, or Edom, the so-called white man, and he was bounded for 1,000 years. So for those 1,000 years, he was under subjection. Okay. Verse 3 is saying, "Cast him into the bottomless pit." That's like it. Just reading the news. It says, "And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season." All right. So he was bounded for 1,000 years. So there was 1,000 years of being under us, under our feet. All right. And then he was loose for a little season, and we're in that little season right now, man. And that little season is about to be up, because you have the armies gathering together for battle, for the last war, the war to end all wars, which is World War III. And when that happens, that'll be the commencement of the downfall of Esau, the so-called white man. All right. So that's pretty much it on that, man. Like I said before, I'm gonna say it once again. I'm gonna pose this question once again, man. What does the so-called white man need saving from?